Hello everyone. Welcome to Confessions Jury, where people put themselves on the spot, waiting for your judgment. Sit comfortably and listen carefully, as you're about to hear today's cases. You hold the hammer and you apply the law. Let us have your verdict down in the comments section. As always, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Let's head on to our first case. Case 1. Am I the bad person for refusing to donate my kidney to my estranged father who abandoned me as a child? I, 28F, was raised by my mom after my dad walked out on us when I was 5. He left to start a new family and had little to no contact with me growing up. He never paid child support or even called on birthdays or holidays. For years, I struggled with feelings of abandonment, but I eventually moved on and built a life without him. Fast forward to now, out of the blue, I get a call from his wife telling me my father is very sick and needs a kidney transplant. She told me that I'm the best match and begged me to get tested. Apparently, his other family members aren't compatible. I told her no. I don't owe him anything after the way he treated me. He made his choices when he abandoned me and my mom, and I feel no obligation to put myself through a major surgery for someone who's essentially a stranger to me. Since then, I've been bombarded with messages from his side of the family, calling me selfish and heartless. They say I'm letting him die out of spite and that I need to be the bigger person. Even my mom thinks I should consider it, not for him, but to avoid carrying guilt if he passes away. I don't feel guilty. I feel like he's reaping what he sowed, but part of me wonders if I'm being too harsh. Am I the bad person for refusing to donate my kidney to the father who abandoned me? What do you guys think? Lay down your ruling in the comments section and let's move on to our next story. Case 2. Am I the bad person for taking my daughter's phone away for exposing my dirty laundry to her friends in a group chat? I, 50F, am a newly divorced single mom who was left by my ex after 27 years of marriage after his mistress became pregnant. I have a 17-year-old daughter and a 26-year-old daughter. My 26-year-old lives abroad. My ex-husband was physically and verbally abusive our entire marriage. The physical abuse began in earnest in our mid-20s and reached a peak in our early 30s. I only have a HS diploma. I originally wanted to go to college after marriage, but my ex's abuse had me paralyzed to do anything he labeled as opposing/undermining him and our family, which included education and work. I tried to leave many times from around age 26 to 33 when the physical abuse was the worst, but he'd find me. He'd alternate between gifts and apologies and threats. He also involved our bishop who sided with him. He would go through our trash and once found a pamphlet for a community college program, and the ensuing rage nearly landed me in the hospital. He'd call 5 times a day when he was at work and would often hit me if I missed a call accusing me of cheating or job hunting. Mid-30s his physical abuse died down a bit, but the verbal abuse and controlling fixation, where he'd constantly be paranoid and call me a liar, sneaky, undermining, remained until our late 40s when he began ignoring me completely. I was so broken down at that point that I was an emotional robot with no interests, enjoyment of life, aspirations. That's when he started calling me dumb, boring, empty. He even said he'd prefer a liar and underminer over what I was now and left me for his pregnant mistress, who later called the cops on him for hitting her but declined to press charges. My ex wasn't a big earner and spent a lot keeping up appearances, so I got around $7,000 in the divorce. I understand many would be thankful for what I got. I got a job after 2 months making $14 per hour, but my boss said he can't schedule me full-time, take it or leave it. But I'm concerned about my retirement because all I want is to be able to retire in my 70s with consistent food and shelter since I'm already having health issues. So I asked my 17 years old who took a personal finance elective to help me read through some information I found online about retirement savings. The other day my phone was dead and I needed to look something up, so I used my daughter's phone. I found a group chat where my daughter was asking her friends who were in the class for advice, and they were saying "I don't know, sounds tough," or saying I should apply for hospital jobs. She then wrote, "I know my mom is an example of what not to do, but help please." She also aired laundry about how her new stepmother was like a mini version of me and doesn't understand why people like her dad get off on the fighting and his new wife, opposing him, which leads to him tearing her down and then making up with her. She also claims that I was thrown to the side by my ex because he got bored of me being what he wanted, and a classmate said maybe her dad likes the fighting because he knows he'll win and feel like a champion. I just feel it was so disrespectful since I've told her about the abuse, yet she doesn't understand the toll it takes on you. I didn't need her airing out my dirty laundry. Her response was she cut her dad off, so she does understand and was trying to help. I took her phone for the afternoon, saying maybe she'll think twice criticizing my choices to her friends. Am I the bad person? What do you guys think of this one? Let us know in the comments section, and let's move on to our next story. Case 3. Am I the bad person for telling my boyfriend's family I needed my hands amputated after they kept giving me craft supplies as gifts? I, 25F, have been with my boyfriend, 26M, for about 3 years. I'm really into crafting and love reusing things most people would throw away, like empty bottles or soda tabs. Over time, my boyfriend's family started saving things for me, like old cans or random scraps, and honestly, I thought it was super sweet. I've always appreciated that they thought of me. But here's where things got kind of weird. My birthday is super close to my boyfriend's sister's, 28F, like only 5 days apart, so we had a joint birthday party last year. As gifts, they gave me a bag full of craft supplies, like soda tabs, empty bottles, and some random other bits and bobs. I mean, it was thoughtful in a way, but then his sister got these super nice gifts, like a Pandora charm bracelet and an Apple Watch. I felt a little embarrassed, to be honest, but I kept smiling and thanked them because I really do appreciate gifts in general. My boyfriend noticed, though, and he got really upset. He even wanted to call them out, but I told him to let it go and not cause drama. Then last Christmas happened. A few days before, I'd hurt my wrists at the gym, nothing major, just a scrape and some bandages, but I hadn't told his family about it since I hadn't seen them. Only my family and my boyfriend knew what actually happened. So Christmas morning comes, and we're all opening presents together. His family gave everyone else these amazing gifts: new shoes, jewelry, an iPhone, gift cards worth like hundreds of dollars. When I opened mine, I got an empty soda bottle, some used and dirty aluminum foil, and a handful of soda tabs. That was it. Look, I'm all about crafting, but this felt kinda insulting. My boyfriend was fuming, but we decided to keep quiet for now. Then his family asked me, all smiling, "Do you like your gifts?" I just snapped. I smiled back and said, "Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But unfortunately, I won't be able to use them anymore because of my accident." They looked confused, so I explained, very seriously, that my injury was worse than it looked and that both my hands would have to be amputated. My boyfriend nodded with a straight face and added that we hadn't told anyone yet because it was a really emotional situation for me. Their faces went white. They started apologizing, saying they had no idea and how awful they felt. A few of them even looked like they might cry. I just nodded and said, "It's okay, I'm used to it by now," and left it at that. We left shortly after. Here's the thing, my hands are totally fine. It was just a couple of scrapes, but I was so hurt and angry about the gifts that I wanted them to realize how thoughtless they were being. My boyfriend thinks I was justified, but later his sister texted me saying I was cruel for making a scene and guilt-tripping the whole family on Christmas. The word got to her that my hands are fine. So now I'm starting to feel a little bad. Did I go too far? Am I the bad person? Can't wrap my head around that last case. What do you think? Let us have your verdict down in the comment section below and move on to our next case. Case 4. Am I the bad person for walking out on my coworker's farewell party because they made me pay for everyone? At my office, we recently threw a farewell party for a coworker, Lisa, who was leaving after 5 years. I, 29M, didn't know Lisa very well, but I chipped in $20 for decorations and showed up to be polite. The party was held at a nice restaurant, and everything seemed fine until the bill came. Lisa's closest work friends suddenly announced, "Let's split the bill." The thing is, they had ordered tons of expensive food and drinks that I didn't touch. I only ordered a $15 sandwich and water because I'm on a tight budget. When I protested, saying I couldn't afford to cover their $200 cocktails, they started calling me cheap and selfish. They pressured me for over 10 minutes, saying, "It's Lisa's last day, don't ruin it." Eventually, I just left $20 on the table for my sandwich and walked out. Now I'm getting texts from coworkers calling me an asshole for walking out and embarrassing Lisa. Am I the bad person for refusing to pay for everyone else's food and leaving the party? You've sat down, you've listened. Now, it's time to state your ruling. What is it gonna be? Let us have it down in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more cases like these. In life, we may run, but we can never hide from true justice. Stay safe, everyone.